shit ba 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 shit it ba ba ricka dicka da welcome back, y'all. Another fine episode, another flawless episode. The episode you all have been waiting for. I know it. I just know it in my heart. Last week, this week, with your boy Clayton Hill. A couple of housekeeping items. One, you can find me on the internet. Say, Clayton, that's how I'm listening to you now. You can find me in more places on the internet. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. There's probably something else out there. I have an email. Last week, this week podcast at gmail.com. Most of my stuff's under Last Week, This Week or Last Week, This Week podcast. The podcast might help you out. There's some other stuff in there, and I've only got 20 subscribers, so my shit is buried in the internet. Throw that podcast in there and listen to the podcast or watch the podcast or just play the podcast. You don't have to listen. You don't have to watch. Just play it. Oh, man, glad that's over with. Woo! Now we can move on to the more serious portion of our show. I owe an apology to a last episode sponsor. I have been told that I came on pretty harshly. I came on pretty strong, and I painted our sponsor in a negative light, and I never want to do that here. So I do apologize to last episode's sponsor, trees. We did point out some benefits of trees, right? They give out some oxygen. They provide shade on a hot, sunny day like today, where it's like 96 degrees outside. That's pretty cool. Both of those are pretty cool. Birds like them. Squirrels like them. You can hide nuts in them, apparently. I've seen, some critters, some bugs, insects that like trees. There's a lot of things that like trees. And so I want to be one of those things because there is such thing as tree love. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tree love. Not only can trees ruin your day, they can make your day. If you think that the disc, because we talked about Frisbee golf, so let's go back to it. So if you think the disc is going way the hell over some way, it could smack a tree. And instead of just falling and ruining the shot, falling down could be saving it from maybe going over a fence, going into a ditch, going further into a wooded area, a wooded den. It could ricochet and help you get closer to the basket. So there is tree love, and I want to put that out there because I think they're pissed. Sometimes if you go in and you see one of these trees off the launch, they're just chopped up, man. These trees are just taking a beating. They're out here minding their own business, and we come along and we put a course there. It really is our fault. So I want to send some tree love for the tree love, first and foremost. And it can help you in some disc golf. It can help you in regular golf, which brings us to today's sponsor. The word FOP. That's right. Just the word FOP, which I constantly yell on the actual golf course. I got a chance to play regular golf. I feel like I have to specify which one is which now, right? There's froth and golf. That's kind of what last episode was about. But I've been playing more actual golf, adult golf, which is kind of ridiculous because there's old people that are playing Frisbee golf too. I wish there was something different. Froth and golf, and we're golfing. We're regular golfing. That's what happened on a day that had a heat advisory. I wish we would have looked at that. Absolutely brutal. But judging, I'm sure you can infer by the sponsor today, FOP, that I'm not good at golf. I'm not good at frolf. I'm not good at either one of these. But I was especially saying that a lot this last week when we played actual golf. I can't. The ball is supposed to just go. And it's so tiny, and it's like way down on the ground. And I've got this short little stick here, and I'm just supposed to rip it, and it's supposed to go. That's how the game works. But that's not what happens. I mean, it goes sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm out there with a shovel. The poor groundskeeper, I'm just digging divots. It's like I'm out here digging for gold rather than playing golf. I get in, I get settled, I feel good, right? I do a little, kind of just a little pitter patter with the feet, get them settled in, right? Shimmy the shoulders a bit, relax it, get up there, get my little stance, and I've got, my grip. Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball. That's all you got to do. Eye on the ball. I take it back, and just, immediately I'm already like, this isn't right. I'm like 2 inches away from the ball on the back. Is it a backstroke? I don't know. And I'm like, this is wrong. This doesn't feel good anymore. It felt better when I wasn't moving, standing right over the ball. Everything felt good then, but now that there's motion involved, it's going south real quick. But I'm like, okay, it's all right. Sorry, because I think you're supposed to have the front one straight, but I'm like, how am I? Dude, what do you mean? What do you mean this is supposed to be straight? And then I'm just supposed to like come down? Like I'm swinging it. I'm chopping an axe. I'm swinging a baseball bat, and I'm digging into the ground with a shovel, like all at the same time. I have an actual golf club in my hand, but what I'm doing with it is not golf related, I feel like. So we're on the way back, and we're doing whatever. And then I'm like, just eye on the ball, man. Eye on the ball. And then you come down, and it's like right here. It's like a foot away, where the only thing I've been saying to myself is eye on the ball. And it's like, don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think of a pink elephant. If somebody says to you, don't think of a pink elephant, what do? You think of a pink elephant. Eye on the ball. Eyes go off the ball. Why? Just had a whole 30-second talk to myself about keeping my eye on the ball. And it goes off the ball, and it goes where I want it to go. My eyes do, not the ball. Because the ball goes this way. Straight to the right. It actually has, like, if I get a hold of it off the tee, it's a bomb. And it looks gorgeous, and it's floating. It's just flying like a fucking rocket, man. Rocket man, going up into the sky, but right. Like, and it starts happening, and it just, like, takes a freaking hard right. Like, just this unbelievable gust of wind has come through. Only when I hit the ball, and it just, shoo-woo. It's gone, man. And it's like, it's over the fence. It's over the trees. It's on the next hole. And flop! Today's sponsor. It's just absolutely gone. And this happens so much. It happened almost every time. It got to the point where I would just wait for my buddy who was with me. We went in a group of 4, and I'd just wait for my cart buddy. And like wherever he hit it, like that's where I was going to play. Because otherwise we're not getting through. I can't tee off 3 times, and I can't keep losing balls, and I can't, the game has to go on. We have 18 holes to get through in a heat advisory in Southern California. We're roasting, baby. We're roasting. We don't have time for this. We got to keep going. So it got to the point where I was like, he would hit one. It'd be a great drive. And I'm like, dude, we did great. Like, that was awesome. I'm so glad we have that shot. This is a great look for us. because like I can't just sit there. It's not a driving range. I can't just sit there and keep going. So then we get up there and, like the longest drive or, best shot, most of the time. And we'd be rolling in the cart and there it is, man. I just take one of the balls and just chuck it out there. And I'm like, that's where I'll play from. Got to keep it moving. There were, to speak to last episode sponsor, there was some tree love that would happen on those slices. Slice it, dunk. Hit branch, back in bounds, baby. Back on the fairway. Creek over the little ridge, dunk. Nope. Tree love's gotcha. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're right where you need to be. And so, okay, all right. So we got the drives, right? Now we're getting some distance down there, thanks to my buddy, because I just play off of his ball. So now we're using like irons and stuff. And the higher the number, the least far that it goes, like the shorter the distance it is, which that doesn't make sense. Can we change it? Like they should just change it, right? Like the higher the number, the more oomph. Like that just makes sense. So someone should write a letter and see if we can do that. Oh, this is great timing. The Masters is going on, I'm pretty sure. Wow. Look at that little thought just pop up in my brain. Nifty. All right. So now we're down there and we're doing iron things. They call them irons. We're doing iron things and trying to find the best one. And I've just, I've decided that I'm sticking to 3 clubs. I'm sticking to the driver just for fun because it's not going straight and I'm not playing it. And then if it's still a long shot, I'm going with the 4-iron. Didn't even know that was a thing, right? Apparently one's the big fat head driver, and then maybe there's a 2. There's definitely a 3. There might even be like a 5 wood might exist, but I have this 4-iron. And I don't know, but I think that that's odd. I don't know if a lot of people have that. But I got a 4-iron, and I tried the 5, the 6, the 7. Hate them. 8-iron. Okay, all right. Maybe I did 4 clubs, actually. We did the driver. We did the 4-iron, right? If it's a good distance. I like the 4. And then the 8-iron was good. If we're getting a little closer, somehow if we're close, we'll go with the 8-iron because higher means lower distance. Dumb. And then the pitching wedge, I just keep using more clubs as we go on, and I think about it. The pitching wedge, I found myself in a couple of sandy beaches out there, and so that was fun. Really, we're just. If I'm not even driving off the tee, then I'm not going to play fair on the rest of the course. Okay, so if I'm in a sandy beach, if I'm in a sand pit, like I'm just going to do whatever I can to get out of this. So I got like a little pitching wedge. And I don't know who designs these fucking sand pits, but you end up in the bottom of them, right? And then between the bottom and the hole, it's like this great arc. And not only it doesn't go up and then like level off. No, they make it like a convex curve. Google that one. I hope I used it right. And it like comes back at you a little bit. So it's not just like a smooth shot over just like a raised hill. Like there's a fucking lip of grass and shit that comes out. So you've got to you can't just ramp it up and over is what I'm trying to get at. You have to pop it up and make like an arch, so that's come on. I got to finesse the club and the shot now. I can't even hit it straight when I'm open and it's propped up on a tee. So it got to the point where if I end up in one of those, dude, we're just hucking it until the damn thing gets out of there. Like the ball doesn't have to stop. You don't need to wait for it to stop rolling because you're going to hit that lip and then it's going to come back down, right? So no need to reset yourself and wait for it to stop, just fucking swing at the thing as it's coming at you. Because also, like, now you're moving around the sand and, like, sand's getting in your shoes and stuff. And, like, that's too much. Do less. Hit it when it rolls back to you. It's all good. All right. So then we started doing that. And, you know, I get on the green. Same thing, man. You know, I actually, it's like if it keeps going, you know, if it's close to the pin, the hole, whatever it is, and you miss it and it's still moving, just swing back at it. You know, I heard that I played by my own rules. If you stand, you know, if you straddle the ball and the flag's behind you, the hole's behind you, right? And you swing through your legs. So it's really a no-look shot through the legs. That's a trick shot, ladies and gentlemen. That's -1 stroke if you make that. Okay? So now we got Clayton's rules going on. First of all, hit one for fun off the tee. If it goes in the fairway or somewhere playable, great. If not, just play one of your buddy's balls. Okay? This is how we should all play golf, because this is what makes it fun. If I didn't do this, my God, I'd never go again. All right? If you end up in a sand pit, keep swinging. Keep digging. Doesn't matter. Keep it going. 3, if you do a trick shot to make the putt, that's -1 stroke. I think we can all agree there. Also, if, like, you know, it goes out of bounds and you don't even want to look for it, dude, just chuck it wherever. Just, you know, the placement of the ball and how many swings you take, like, don't even matter to this game. That's where we're at. That's Clayton's rules. There are no rules. Just like this podcast, baby. Did you come here for something today? Did you want to learn something? Did you, you know, were you longing for something today? Not gonna get it here, baby. There are no rules. There is no point to this show. That's what we do. We live life free and easy. But we made it. We made it through all 18. You know. But it was another rule that I really like, actually, real quick, is it really doesn't matter how many shots you take, because the most that you can put down, I believe, is double par. Right? So most of them were par 4. 8's all around, baby. 8's all around. Let's go. Yeah, I could fill out the scorecard before we even get started, if it'll make it easier for you. Hey, don't worry about keeping my score. 8's, baby. 8's all around. I love it. I love it. But it gets you out there, you know. I almost spent like $500 on a set of clubs. After what I described to you and all the skill and knowledge that you've soaked up, I'm sure that'd be really easy to go out there and spend $500 on a set of clubs too. But I just get excited. I want to, you know, I'm like, ooh, I want my own clubs, you know? Like, I'm fucking legit. I got 8's all around. That's consistency, baby. That's what you really look for in this fine game of golf, is consistency. And we got it, man. We got it out there. 18 holes, 8's all around, fun in the sun. Nailed it. Fop! I probably should have said it more than I actually did, because it really was. I mean, if you're out there, you'll see. You know, these courses are you know, the holes are like next to each other and stuff. Obviously, like, you don't want to, it makes sense as you go from one to the next. You don't want to have to, you know, travel 1.5 miles to get the next hole. It makes sense that they just kind of flow into each other, so they're set up next to each other. I'm just saying, if I'm out there, watch your back, because daddy's coming in hot. And you got to switch it up. You got to say it different ways every time, right? You don't want things to get stale. That's just boring. Thank you for today's sponsor, Flop. I love it, man. Next thing I'm excited about. Got a little while, man. We'll see if it's still here. But Formula. Ever heard of it? Formula Formula One racing, if you have not checked out Drive to Survive on Netflix, do yourself a favor and watch that shit. Like, even I was not, I grew up kind of watching NASCAR, like it was a thing. But like I wasn't like really into it. Like it would be on, but we would be doing other shit and like, don't really pay much attention to NASCAR. But just like the production quality of this, call it a docu-series, is phenomenal. The camera work is great. The storylines are great. The characters, aka real people, the way that they follow them is absolutely fantastic. You learn so much about the sport of racing and the competitiveness that goes into it and being the best in the world. You get to see all of these different awesome freaking cities, and driving. Everything's just like a new experience. And it's loud. It's intense, man. Emotions are high. This is it. People want that number one spot. And it goes the whole thing. You go over your practice on Friday, you're qualifying on Saturday, and then the race on Sunday. You race in the rain. Doesn't fucking matter. Put on different tires. Let's go. And it's crazy, like the pole position and where they start out and stuff has such a huge advantage. And you get to see like inside it's just like an in-depth look at something that I never thought that I was super interested in. And now Formula E is coming to Vegas. That's right. So the U.S. is like gaining a lot of, or Formula E is gaining a lot of attention from Drive to Survive, like the Netflix series. And so they're doing more races within the U.S., where this is really like, more of an international thing. Like, America's gaining a lot of interest in this. And so they're coming to thuggin' Vegas, baby. 2023. They're driving the strip, dude. It's not like even they're just out there in like a racetrack in Vegas. Like they're driving the fucking strip. And I don't want to market this too much to my audience because it's so fucking huge that I don't want a lot of people to go and buy tickets. Like I want to make sure that I get tickets. So, but I just have to share this great news, like this exciting thing. But I mean, it's check it out. You know what? If you don't want to go, don't go, because that just means more room for me. But I'm going, man. I'm going. So. Hey, everyone, fucking hold your breath for a year and a half until I get to go to Vegas and make another episode about that. Dumb. Oh, man. Best of the best, baby. Vegas. Flop. Swing and a miss. Swing 2 feet away. That is the best summary that I can give of today's episode of Last Week, This Week with your boy Clayton Hill. Once again, find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Instagram, TikTok. Get on the internet and get you some, baby. Woo!